Hello and welcome back. It's me with another video. So if you don't know me, I'm Benekon. I come from the UK and I've lived in Germany for over 10 years now. I make videos about Germany, the German language, and travel throughout Europe. So today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is Frankfurt am Main. And I have lived here now for over 10 years. And Frankfurt, the city, is usually always a topic, like an icebreaker topic when you meet someone new here in the city. So I feel like I've had this conversation hundreds of times, but it's something that I really do like to talk about, just because the city where you live always really affects your life to a great degree. And I've really come to love living in Frankfurt. For me, the number one reason that I always repeat that's great about living here is the size of the city. So it really is very, very easy to get from A to B in under half an hour. I don't have a car, I go everywhere on my bike, or I walk a lot. Of course, you can get the subway, buses, taxis, whatever, but you can really get everywhere on foot in around half an hour. So this is really for me a huge benefit. I hate commuting and traveling, wasting time on the subway, train, in the car, stuck in traffic. So this for me is really a massive, massive, massive benefit of the Frankfurt city. Number two for me is the vicinity to the airport. Now, if you're someone who travels a lot, or even if you just travel like a couple of times a year, I think you will really come to appreciate this. So it takes literally 15 minutes to get from the central station to the airport in Frankfurt. It's an amazing connection, and it's because it's a very busy and big airport. This is a huge plus of the city. So one of the reasons why it's really one of the main business cities in Germany. Number three is, I think, the reason that it has become famous, and that is the Skyline. Now, Frankfurt was bombed pretty badly in the war, and instead of just rebuilding it as it was before, they decided to go a different route and made it into something completely new. So this really is unique in Germany. It's the only city with a skyline. And if you live in Frankfurt, it's always something to be very, very proud of. And it's usually the first thing that people mention when they are talking about Frankfurt. The next point for me is the surrounding area of the city. So Frankfurt is situated in Hessen in central Germany, and it is on the river Main, but not too far away is the river Rhine. And there's lots of really nice cities, historic towns, really within an hour's reach of Frankfurt. You can be in the mountains, in the Taunus Mountains. You can be on the river Rhine. You can go to the confluence of the river Rhine and Main in Mainz. And there are just many really day trips that you can take where you get something completely different. And because of the number one point, that is so small, you can really get into nature and get out of the city very quickly. Next point for me is the wine. So I was never a wine drinker before coming to Germany, and you would never really associate wine with Germany. But this is something specific to the region of Frankfurt and around Frankfurt, the Rheingau. There's a lot of wine producers in the region, which makes Frankfurt really into a wine city. It does not really have so much to do with beer, which might surprise you about Germany, but that's something that I have learned to love. Is the wine culture in Germany. So in the autumn, you can really go on amazing wine hikes. So you walk through the vineyards, and there are little stations where you can sample the wine along the way. The coffee culture. Now this really has developed rapidly in the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years, roughly. There have been a lot of new cafes that have opened and really focusing on, specialist coffee. Because really anything you can get, if you know anything about coffee, there's really a huge amount of options, very nice cafes where you can really just spend the Saturday or just a morning sitting and mulling over, the important questions of life. Now, I would just say one other point I didn't want to include in the beginning, but I think it's very important, is the rate of development in Frankfurt. It is unbelievable how quickly the city is changing. Even in the last 10 years, there's been a huge amount of new skyscrapers built, and they're not slowing down. There's a lot more to come. The city in general is really booming, and it's just a nice nice environment to be in because there's always something new and exciting happening. So that's it. Those are my favorite things about living in this city. What did you think? Do you know Frankfurt? Have you been here before? What do you like about the place? Have you heard anything maybe negative about it? It does have a different reputation. Let me know what you think, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video on the cons of the city. That's it. Take care and bye-bye.